Jess here, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before and watched any of my other videos. I am crazy excited for today's video. So many people have asked us for this recipe, and I've never really wanted to give it away or give it out to the public because it was so special to me, because I spent so much time tweaking it and developing it and getting it just how I wanted it. So I absolutely love this cutout cookie recipe, obviously, because it's the recipe I use to make all of my sugar cookies here at the studio. It's the cookie recipe that we sell. So if you've ever bought cookies from us or ordered cookies from us or anything like that, this is the cookie recipe that you bought. So now I'm so excited because you guys can finally make them at home if you want. And it's really a delicious cookie for a cutout cookie. And what I mean by that is, a cutout cookie has to have certain qualities that are important. A cutout sugar cookie can't be so soft and chewy that it falls apart, because when you're making these really beautiful decorated cookies, it's important that the cookie stays together and holds its shape in the oven when you bake it. It's important that the cookie does not puff up, so it ends up resembling like a blob instead of, say a unicorn. Some of the things in this recipe, some of the ingredients might be things that you have never seen in a sugar cookie recipe before. I really kind of did a lot of research, a lot of digging. I read a lot about the science and the chemistry of baking so that I would be able to tweak this recipe, or all recipes, without screwing them up, so I could make adjustments. So basically this recipe originated from somewhere on the internet. It was just like a completely basic sugar cookie recipe that I pulled off the internet. If you Google cutout sugar cookie recipe, you'll find 100 recipes just like the one that I started with, but I have changed so many things in the recipe to make sure that the cookies had all the qualities that I wanted them to have. I wanted them to be firm enough to stack and package and to decorate beautifully, but I didn't want them to be hard as a rock so that when you bit into them, they weren't really worth eating. Because here at the studio, it is super important to us that things we make here at the studio not only look good, but they taste good too. So let's get into it. I'm ready to make some cookie dough. We've got a lot of graduation cookie orders. We've got a lot of cookies on order this week. So let's make some sugar cookie dough. Alright guys, you want to start with 1.5 cups or 3 sticks of butter and 1/2 cup of shortening in your mixing bowl. Mix it together on medium speed just until it blends together. And to that, add 1 cup of granulated white sugar and 1 cup of packed light brown sugar. Now you're going to want to cream your butter and sugars together really well. This is really important, so go ahead and let it mix while you move on to your next step. Take 2 eggs, and to your 2 eggs add 2 teaspoons of butter flavored extract, 2 teaspoons of vanilla butternut extract, and 2 teaspoons of real vanilla extract. Break the yolks and give it a quick stir. Now let's see how our butter-sugar mixture is doing. It should be lighter in color and really light and fluffy, just like this. So now we're going to slowly pour our egg mixture into our butter mixture. Keep your mixer on low speed and just slowly pour it in. And you want to mix this just until you can't see the liquid egg in the mixture anymore. You don't want to overbeat your eggs. It'll make your cookies tough. Now let's measure out our flour. To properly measure a cup of flour, you first want to start with fluffing the flour up in your bin or container. I'm just stirring it around and fluffing it up as best I can. Then you're going to want to sprinkle it into your mixing cup so as not to pack it down. Level it off with a straight edge. I like to use a butter knife. And then you're just going to repeat that step 6 times until you have all 6 cups of flour measured out properly and in your bowl or container. Okay guys, I like to just add all 6 cups of flour to the mixing bowl at the same time. You can do this step in 2 additions if you want, but it doesn't really affect the recipe in my opinion that much, so I just dump it all in there. Now on the mixer, I like to pulse it a few times so I don't lose too much of the flour out of the bowl. You're still going to lose a little bit, but you know, it's not all going to splash out. I just wipe it up and go on to the next step. So you'll notice the dough is done when it starts to pull away from the sides and form a ball. You can check and make sure it has enough flour by seeing if it sticks to your finger or not. This is how I like to roll my cookie dough out. I put it between 2 pieces of parchment paper, and I use square wooden dowel rods that are 1/4 of an inch by 1/4 of an inch. And I use the dowel rods as a guide for my rolling pin so that when I'm finished, I have a sheet of cookie dough that's exactly 1/4 of an inch thick all the way around. You can use whatever thickness you want, but this really works great. Thanks so much for watching today's video. You can find the complete recipe down below, and if you guys make the recipe, be sure to comment and let me know how it turned out and if you love it as much as I do. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time.